It's a lovely morning. I want to welcome to the program. Kunle Ariyo is my name. For Nigeria to be economically competitive, politically stable, and socially secured, there is a need to utilize information communication technology in making advances in health, politics, education, business, agriculture, and poverty reduction. The country needs to focus its attention on the positive development, access, and implementation of ICT both in rural areas where majority of the poor people reside and in the urban areas. With ICT becoming the third largest contributor to Nigeria's GDP as well as the largest provider of employment, second only to government coupled with the general improvements in the living standards of people, Nigeria's socio-economic development can indeed be improved. So how well are we utilizing ICT as a tool for economic growth in Ondo State? This is our focus on the program today. My case is already here. We'll take a break now. When we'll come back, who is the grand running? Please, to stay with us. Welcome back. The program is Business Today, and today we're taking a look at how well we can actually use ICT as a tool for economic development, especially here in Ondo State. And my guest is here. My guest is Honorable Tomide Akeribido, the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on ICT, also the Chairman of Ondo State Information Technology Agency, SITA. He was also a member of Ondo State House of Assembly. It's a pleasure to have you on the show today.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
And first and foremost, let me congratulate us on the 49th anniversary of Ondo State.
Yes.
Let's take a look at the state. How well are we deploying ICT to ensure that we have economic prosperity?
Nigeria is still a bit lagging behind in that aspect, but much work is being currently done, especially by the current federal government through the establishment of a federal ministry of innovation and digital economy. So what we are trying to leverage on is to acknowledge that technological process is very crucial to economic growth. Efficient production of goods and services depends on leveraging on new technologies to drive productivity of our people. Here in Ondo State, we have recognized the fact that our people are the most important asset to government. It is not our mineral resources, it is not oil or whatever, but it is the people. So we want to enhance the prosperity of the people by leveraging on new technologies. So that is why what we are doing now is to concentrate on enhancing the digital skills of our people. We don't want the youth to want to reduce the dependency of our youth on white-collar jobs. So we are concentrating on training them in high-tech demand skills such as artificial intelligence, data analysis, Python programming, software development, digital analytics, and the likes. So what we're trying to do is that, and also give them certification in all these skills so that they can be able to explore remote job openings from the comfort of their homes. So they don't have to rely on government civil service or other forms of work. Another aspect that we are looking at is that we recognize that agriculture and trade, wholesale and retail trade, are one of the biggest employers of labor in the state. And also, apart from that, we have civil service. So, but a major inefficiency of that sector is that they are micro enterprises. They employ 1 to 10 people, but they deal, because of the low value of their transactions, they deal mostly in cash. So this reduces the efficiency of that sector. So as a government, we are exploring ways to create what is termed as a unified payment interface that we introduced to this sector of the people, so that a unified payment interface, the UPI, is a platform whereby transactions, payments can be made and received either to bank systems or digital wallets in one single platform.
Would that be also be different from what we're also experiencing at the moment, just transfer from your account to seller's account?
Very different. You know, the difference is that when you do a transfer, the bank charges you. If you use a mobile app, they charge you for payment service fees. But what the unified payment interface eradicates is charges. So at no cost. So it's a form of like an incentive and motivation for every agro-allied related enterprise producers or business interests to make use of this platform. Is at no cost. So these are what blockchain technology has introduced into solving payment solutions.
Have you started having interface with the traders?
What we are doing right now is developing this interface. So we test run it. From then, we now work closely with the Ministry of Agriculture on the Ministry of Cocktail Products Investors.
This initiative looks beautiful to me.
Thank you.
Well, how soon are you going to deploy them? Because the most important thing is for people on the street to actually begin to enjoy this initiative.
Technology is the main driver of economic growth. Like I said, about 6.8 billion people, representing 40% of the global population, are now internet users. So the competitiveness of economies depend on how governments, either nationally or at the subnational level, like Ondo State, how we are able to leverage on these new technologies. So we are not leaving any stone unturned in this, but we have to get it right. So developing this platform also takes some time, and it involves the working with the best software operators and web developers, so that we can have something that will also not be susceptible to internet frauds or be at risk.
We also need to also deal with the issue of security.
You understand?
When it comes to ICT.
Yes, cyber security. So we are crossing our T's and dotting our I's in that aspect before we roll it out to the public.
So let's aside these initiatives. Yes. How are you deploying ICT, being the man in charge, to ensure that we also run with government activities?
Very well. I was about to get there. I mentioned earlier that one of the biggest employers of labor in Ondo State is agriculture, and then I say secondly, retail trade and wholesale trade. Then the third one is government. At least one or two out of every 10 Ondo State citizens that you meet on the street will be a civil servant, either at the state government or local government, or a government-related agency, MD, parastatal, tertiary institution, so to say. So, but sadly, this is a Nigerian thing, not an Ondo State thing. Sadly, we figured out that the productivity of civil servants is not enhanced or is not commensurate to customer satisfaction. It is not the case like that with the private sector. In the private sector, when you have a private firm,
service delivery is key.
Service delivery is commensurate to customer satisfaction. It is based on what the customers are saying, the profitability and viability of the firm. That is what stimulates either promotion of staff, other incentives, benefits, emoluments of office for the staff. But that is not the case in civil service. So we are looking at and want to enhance e-governance. We want to enhance e-governance. We want to eradicate the use of files totally from Ondo State. So what we want to do is that we want agencies, MDAs, ministries, departments, and agencies, we want them to embark on what we have termed digital migration. So, and just 2 weeks ago, we started a meeting in that line. We had a meeting at the Ondo State Internal Revenue Service. The chairman of the agency was there, Mr. Bayo Ojubokon was there. The chairman of the Ondo State Signage and Advertisement Agency, Mr. Akiwande Akiwodoye, was there. I was there, and also the representative of the PPMIU, the Performance and Project Monitoring Implementation Unit of the governor's office was also there. We want to use the state signage and advertising agency as a pilot scheme for the digital migration of Ondo state agencies. So what we're doing in that aspect is that we are having a unified platform for all advertisement related activities of that agency. We're going to develop a app that has the exact number of all businesses or interests, offices that have signage posts. As long as you have a business or you have a service in those states, that you have a signage post, a billboard, or whatever, be it educational facility, hospitality, or maybe even church or mosques, or even a shrine, as long as you have it outside outside your enterprise. So the app we capture it, so it is automated, so that the state has an exact idea of how much revenue is coming in from that area.
Through that agency.
Through that agency.
Oh, this will not be the first time that we're having e-governance. We have also had in the past administrations about 3, 4, 5 years ago, where they also government also talked about e-governance. I also know that then we were told that Mr. Governor can also know exact money that is coming in through IDR.
It is these things are not. It is done in phases. There is no. We will still get there, but we are not at the stage where we will have the exact numbers in one platform. So that is why I was talking. I was talking about UPI, Unified Payment Interface, the other time. So we will still get there where we will have a unified social services platform for Ondo State, where every end user, like the citizens of the state, can just like a one-stop shop on just your phone or your gadget or device, your tab, whatever, whereby you can have access to all social services of Ondo State. The one you're talking about, it could have been specific, tailored to a specific solution. But right now we are delving into the aspect of advertisement, signage and advertisement. Maybe the one you mentioned could have been tied to some other aspect of IGR. IGR is very vast and broad. So we want to start this. We want to tie every government solution to a government agency, so that these things can be enduring. It does not go with political office holders or with a government, so that they remain with government bodies that outlive even personalities and figures.
These lofty ideas cannot be done in isolation. Could that also be the reason why I also saw you discussing with the Honorable Minister last week or thereabout?
The Federal Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy. Yes, we are encouraging collaboration and synergy, partnership, and alliances. So it is in the spirit of that Mr. Governor, as the Governor of Ondo State, Governor Loki Aiyedatiwa, has charged every one of us holding political offices to work even outside our office and extend a handshake to other government bodies, both at the federal level and within the state. So it was this message of friendship and collaboration that I took to Abuja to have a private interface with the federal minister, Dr. Bosun Tijani. Of course, we discussed a lot of things. We want the federal government to expand communications infrastructure in Ondo State, and this is also a way to use technology to drive the growth of the state. How you ask me how? How is that we have a lot of places that are densely populated in Ondo State with high population, but they have poor internet. They even don't have transmission mast. They don't enjoy smooth phone coverage network. So this slows down their economic processes. It also poses
and it's also a big challenge.
Also a big challenge. They can't transact e-commerce, electronic commerce poses a big challenge. They can't advertise their goods and services to the world because the internet is poor. They can't make use of social media. There is poor level of digital literacy in such places, and also it also poses security threat to them because, for example, when they have security challenges, they cannot even make phone calls to the police or Amoteku or Army to come to their challenge. So we've taken this message of alliance with to the federal government, and we have received assurance that the federal ministry will communicate with telecommunication companies, and we have been requested to come up with a comprehensive list of these areas in each local government, so that steadily the telco companies can bring transmission masts to them. Other areas are also, the federal ministry is having a program called 3MTT, 3 million technical talents, whereby they want to train 3 million Nigerians on digital skills that they will be able to compete with their colleagues even in India, in the United States, in Germany, in China. So Ondo State, some residents of Ondo State are participating in this scheme.
I wanted to ask you that. Of these 3 million, how many people are
Yes,
from Ondo State?
I don't have the exact figure, but I know we have about 3 cohort centers in Akure alone. I don't have the figures for other local governments, but I'm working on it. However, what I want us to do is that, what I want to achieve is that I want this initiative to penetrate even to the grassroots, to the most obscure village of Ondo State, as directed by Mr. Governor. You know, recently, Mr. Governor rolled out a new policy trust for the administration called Our His. You know, OUR, Howard. So out of that, the R stands for Revolutionary Technological Advancement. So what that means is that we must deepen ICT penetration in the state and achieve digital acceleration. So my discussion with the federal government focused squarely on that we want even the most obscure remote areas of Ondo State, either in the riverine areas, in the agrarian areas, or in the rural areas. We want them to have access to digital skills. So what we're looking at is that for this year alone, we want to achieve at least to train 30,000 Ondo State residents to be well equipped with digital skills.
And majority of them will come from the rural areas.
Yes, there will be a balance, urban areas, rural area, but we are not going to neglect the rural areas to the advantage of the urban areas. So we're going to ensure that as the urban areas are being carried along, the rural areas will also have equal opportunity to be beneficiaries.
The major issue as we speak now is this telecom tariff that people have also been talking about. Even the union is also agitating to also go on protest maybe 2 days time. How would you react to this tariff hike?
You know, it's a bitter sweet feeling for me as an active player in the ICT industry. I am very much aware of the challenges that the telcos are facing. The truth is, as a result of inflation and tough economic quagmires, they are not making profit. It has also reduced their ability to expand their infrastructure or even maintain the existing ones. That is why you see a lot of internet service disruptions, poor network coverage, unstable phone calls, interruptions. It is because the existing infrastructures cannot be maintained and or expanded. So they need to increase tariffs so that they can make profit. However, the citizens of Nigeria are already belabored, heavily burdened with a lot of economic challenges, particularly spiked by the removal of fuel subsidy, which is also a necessary government action. So how do we balance this? So the telcos requested for 100% increase, but government in its wisdom, in the interest of its own citizens, said, look, we cannot give you 100% increase, let us give you 50. That is what is happening. So, but the position I'm taking is this: the telcos have gotten 50% tariff and hike. They shouldn't be able to justify this with excellent customer satisfaction.
But the NLC is also asking for 5%.
Yes, because government must make revenue. That is what comes back to the people. When the NCC gets 5%, what do they use it for? They use it.
I mean the NLC, Nigeria Labour Congress. the workers.
NLC?
Yes, they're asking for 5% hike rather than this 50% approved by the federal government.
NLC is a body that is designed to resist anything that will, cost an additional 1 kobo to the pocket of Nigerian workers and Nigerian people. So they are doing their own work, but they should also allow the government to, to make decisions that are in the interest of the country. The telecommunications industry is very pivotal to the development of any nation. If the government does not consider this and implement this tariff, the entire sector can crash, and that will heavily affect even the productivity of the Nigerian workers that the NSA are defending. If your phone, if MTN or Glo or Airtel does not have network for 1 week, it will tell on you.
One week,
even for 2 hours. If you are unable to access WhatsApp, Facebook, make phone calls, you know what it is.
Even want to even research, you're working on a particular report, you want to do your research.
Do you understand? You know how it will affect the economy of the whole country. So we must pay attention to them. We must also give them concessions that will increase the viability of that sector.
Well, the ideas you have also put on the table here, they are very lofty. But before this one, what has your office been doing in ensuring that the ICT is also propelling the economy of the state?
Okay. I mentioned, talked about trainings, because what we are aiming to achieve is to enhance digital literacy for the people of the state. So upon coming into office, the first approval we got from Mr. Governor was to partner with the federal government and host a training program for secondary school students, which we tagged as Build Her Team. So it was a holiday boot camp on training. We hosted it at the Public Service Training Institute at Ilara Moke. We had secondary school students from Akure and Federal axis of the state. For this year, we are looking to ensure it is all encompassing and have 18 secondary schools from the 18 local government of the state. We train them in digital skills at the foundational stage of it to stimulate creativity and innovation in these young kids. So we've been able to do this. We have set up an ICT technical working group for the state. The work of the technical working group is to develop an ICT policy for the state so that we can achieve digital acceleration and migrate most of the government MDAs to become digital and embrace new technologies. We have been able to...
So ultimately, what do you hope to achieve with that?
It is to enhance productivity in the civil service and improve the efficiency of the government in service delivery to the people of Ondo State. So that's exactly what we're looking at. Another thing we have been able to do is that we have also hosted a stakeholder engagement on National Digital Economy Bill. The Digital Economy Bill is, the industry that supervises every aspect of the economy that deals with that makes use of digital solutions, the banking sector, the health sector, the educational sector, and everything. So we had a stakeholder engagement to develop Ondo State position because the federal government wants to pass that National Digital Economy Bill at the National Assembly later this year. We developed an Ondo State solution for this. So for this year, we have a lot of plans in place for the people of the state. We are planning a Tech Fair Expo. What that means is that it's like an innovation exhibition where people from the state, they must be resident of the state, that have technological innovations. We come up to showcase it, and then we have a panel that comprises renowned ICT experts. We'll be able to pick about 10 of these best solutions that are tailored towards specific local issues in the state. So, and they're going to benefit from what we call a tech development enterprise fund, which we have made provision for in the budget, 2025 budget of the state. It is a way for us to encourage ICT startup in the state. They use this fund to create a startup We want to build a Silicon Valley in Ondo State.
And I know that so many people will also be eager to know when exactly we are supposed to have all of these on board.
We are targeting this tech fair. The Build 18 program for secondary school students in 18 local government will come up during their summer holiday because it's going to be about 3 weeks program, so it has to be when they have time. So summer holiday, looking at around July, August for the Build 18. The Tech Fair Expo, we're looking at April for this. Also, we have embarked on establishment of tech and innovation hubs in tertiary institutions owned by the state government. We have started with the Olusegun Agagu University of Science and Technology in Okitipupa. The state government is currently establishing the tech hub. It has achieved about 78 to 80% completion. We are hopeful that by around middle of March or before March ending, we are going to hand over this innovation hub to the university community.
So you're also convinced that all of these ideas will also take the state to the next level economically?
Oh, of course. You know, an innovation hub fosters creativity and innovation among university students. So students just don't learn in the classroom and then go home to sleep. So they go to the innovation hub and explore what they have been taught in the classrooms to practicalize it. That is where development comes up from. So you begin to have people developing apps.
Are these students actually showing interest?
Oh, of course. There are private tech hubs in town. It will interest you that students come from Rufus Giwa Polytechnic in Owo to Akure over the weekend just to make use of tech hubs. So they need one in their school. Yes.
In the last 25 minutes or thereabout, I've been speaking with Honorable Tomide Akilibido, the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on ICT and also the Chairman on Ondo State Information Technology Agency, SITA, and also a former House of Assembly member. And together we're taking a look at ICT as a tool for economic growth. I want to thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us on the show today.
My pleasure.
It's a pleasure having you.
Thank you so much.
That's how it's going to be on the show today. Join us on Wednesday for another one. Kunle Ariyo is my name. Good morning.